Have you ever felt the weight of doubt pressing on your chest before you even rise? Each morning your mind whispers many reasons to stay in bed, to hide from the cold light of reality, to postpone the work that calls you. But who else will carry your burden? Who else will fan the spark of your will into a flame? No one. Imagine a seed beneath the soil, trapped by darkness and heavy earth. It cannot grow unless it pushes upward, breaking through what holds it down. So it must strain, it must fight, it must accept discomfort. You are that seed. When the alarm sounds, your brain sends excuses like messages in the wine tube. Tired, to sore, too busy. These lies conspire to keep you safe in the shadows. Yet safety is not your goal. Growth is. Remember that the body obeys the mind. When you decide to act, your muscles follow your will like soldiers behind a steadfast leader. Some people wait for passion to arrive, as if it were a guest they invited. But passion is not polite. It is a flame you light yourself. You strike the match of intent. You fuel it with sweat. You protect it from the wind of hesitation. Years ago, a psychologist named Viktor Frankl noted that purpose can outshine suffering by giving pain. Meaning, when you tie your task to a goal greater than comfort, every ache becomes a sign of life pushing forward. You become not a victim of circumstance, but a sculptor of your own fate. In the silence before dawn, hold this truth. No one is coming to save you, but that is good news. You are free. Free to choose action over excuse, to lift the weight of your own story, to claim your day. When you answer that call, the inner flame burns brighter, guiding you out of shadow into purpose. Do you ever wonder why some challenges feel like iron bars around your mind? Life hurls discomfort, and us cold winds, heavy days, voices that say you can't. These poisons seep in if you let them. But what if you treated each obstacle as raw metal and your will is the hammer shaping it? A blacksmith doesn't fear heat. He uses it to create strength. So too must you welcome resistance. Consider a simple truth from Stoic thought. You cannot control the blow, only how you stand to receive it. This means your power lives in your response. When pain, rejection, or fear knock, you hold your ground, you breathe, you act. You are not a leaf in the storm. You are the rock it crashes against a century ago. Psychologists notice that grit, our ability to stick with a goal, outweighs talent in long-term success. Angela Duckworth's work in 2016 showed that perseverance, not just skill, predicts who reaches the summit. Without grit, even the brightest idea remains an ember, never a fire. Think of your mind as a forge. Every time you face discomfort running farther, speaking up, saying no, you heat the steel of your spirit. You strike again and again. With single-minded intent, each strike leaves a mark. Each spark confirms you are alive, building unbreakable resolve. When you feel the urge to quit, remember Epictetus' lesson. It's not events that disturb us, but our judgment of them. You decide whether an event is crushing or refining. This simple shift turns victims into architects of their own fate. So, next time doubt whispers, pause and see it as fuel. Pick up your hammer of choice discipline, routine, small wins and strike. Notice how each impact sculpts you. The pain is real, but it doesn't break you, it shapes you. In this forging process, there is no shortcut. There is no day you feel perfect, only the choice to act anyway. Embrace the heat, welcome the strike, and watch your will transform from fragile iron into tempered steel. Have you ever caught your thoughts turning into a storm of self-doubt? When you face a new task, inside your head there's a conversation that never stops. One voice praises you when you win, but another voice, the critic, points out every flaw. This critic loves to shout, you're not ready, you're not good enough. Why even try? Those words dig trenches in your confidence if you let them run free. Yet you hold the reins. You choose which voice to feed. In 2006, psychologist Carol Dweck studied students' mindsets and found that those who believe their abilities can grow with effort, who embrace a growth mindset, learn faster, and bounce back from setbacks. contrast, those stuck in a fixed mindset see mistakes as proof they lack talent, so they give up sooner. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you water weeds of criticism, they spread and choke the flowers of action. But if you pull those weeds and nourish seeds of possibility, even small sprigs of effort can flourish. Each time you catch a thought whispering, I can't, uproot it and plant, I will try. Tend this garden daily. Epictetus taught that we are disturbed not by events, but by our views of events. When you change your view, the event loses its power. That means your inner critic holds no true authority, only the power you give it. Here's a simple practice. When doubt strikes, pause and ask yourself, is this thought helpful or harmful? If it's harmful, label it just noise and move on. Then take one small action, write one sentence, do one push-up, send one email. Action drowns out noise. You won't silence the critic overnight, but each act of defiance chips away at its roar. Over time, your confident self grows louder. Your critic fades into the background. You stop giving way to friction and start building momentum. Today, become the gardener of your mind. Notice the weeds, remove them, and water your strengths. In doing so, you free your true voice, the one that says, I can learn, I can grow, I can conquer one step at a time. Have you ever stood at a crossroad and felt paralyzed by too many options? Every day your mind wants to debate maybe, what if later. This gray area breeds hesitation and steals ours. But Stoics remind us that choice is power, not burden. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When faced with options, see each as a test of your resolve. Decide, then move. Psychologists found that decision fatigue drains willpower. Roy Baumeister showed in 1998 that after many small choices, we make worse decisions on big ones. That's why successful people remove trivial choices, what to wear or eat so. They preserve mental energy for what matters. Avoid the trap of endless debating. Clear the path for action. Imagine your mind as a river with many branches. If you let water flow into every stream, the current weakens. But if you block off the smaller channels, the river rushes forward with force. So it is with choices. Restrict what doesn't serve you, and let your focus channel into a single course. Here's a simple practice. Frame decisions as yes or no. Will you train today? Yes or no? Will you ride for 10 minutes today? Yes or no? When you hesitate, ask yourself, which decision aligns with my purpose? Then act. This binary code removes wasted energy, and every small yes builds momentum. Seneca taught that true freedom lies in mastering your own mind. When you decide swiftly and stick to it, external chaos cannot shake you. The storm may rage, but your course remains true. Today, pick one decision you've delayed. Strip away the what-ifs. Decide yes or no, and do it now. Notice how the weight lifts when choice becomes your tool, not your cage. In that clarity lies your freedom and the power to shape your life. Do you feel afraid that your effort might fade when the cheers stop? In every journey there comes a time after victory, when the world moves on and your own doubts creep back. You wonder if yesterday's strength was a fluke, if today you will fall back into old patterns. This is the hidden battle, the one you fight when no one is watching. Psychologist Martin Seligman in 1975 described learned helplessness, where repeated failures teach the mind to give up, but you can reverse it by setting small, unbreakable wins. Each time you follow through a single sentence written, a single rep done, you build proof that you can choose action over defeat. Imagine a lantern in dark woods. When the flame is fresh, you see the path clearly. But if you neglect it, the light dims and shadows grow. Your daily habits are the oil that keeps this lantern bright. Feed them with tiny acts of discipline, and your inner light never fades. Stoics taught amorphoti, to love your fate. This means welcoming every turn, success, or setback as part of your story. You don't shy away from hardship because hardship brings growth. When pain comes, you greet it like an old teacher, asking, what can I learn? Here's a simple practice. At day's end, note one thing you did well and one thing to improve. This habit trains your mind to see both strength and opportunity, not just failure. It turns reflection into fuel, not regret, when the crowd moves on. Remember, you have built a fortress within. Your will, shaped by consistent action, stands steady against doubt. The road ahead may twist and win, but your lantern shines because you chose to keep it lit today. Stand in front of a mirror and say, I endured yesterday. I will endure today. Let these words anchor you when storms arise. In this unseen battle, you become your own champion. And every hidden victory carries you forward into a life you shape with purpose.